Good morning, I'm Dr. Shawn Boyd. My current position is Director of Postsecondary Engagement at SCORE, Tennessee, and SCORE is a policy advocacy organization here in Tennessee. I've been in higher education now for more than 15 years. I started off in recruitment at Lemoyne College, which is a HBCU in Memphis. I then transitioned from Lemoyne and went to the University of Memphis. And I worked at every type of institution since then, from community college, from a medical college, and so just been fortunate to be in post-secondary for so many years. I love working in higher education. A lot of folks don't know, but I'm a first generation college student. And so I was one of those students who in high school, I really didn't have plans on what I was gonna do next as far as college, but having like counselors, having teachers to say, hey, we're gonna help you to navigate this different world. And from there, I just took off. So when I got out of college, Middle Tennessee State to be exact, my undergraduate, I was like, hey, I wanna do the same thing for other students. So when we look at, first generation college students, low income students, really helping them to navigate. And that's what I've been able to do now for, 15 or 16 years. So my affiliation with the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, I serve on the scholarship committee, which I am so honored to be a part of. Just the organization itself, they do so much for our students here in Middle Tennessee. One of the biggest barriers when it comes to students going to college, and more importantly, completing college, is usually around finances. And so many students I work with, as far as, hey, I need gas money to get to college. We know books are very expensive when you get to college, access codes, and the list goes on and on and on. And so this organization does fantastic work to really support our students, number one, to help them to get to college, but while they're in college, providing additional funds to help them to complete college. So I'm super excited. What encouraged me to write this book, How to Play the Game of College. Super excited, my first book. And so being in higher education, again, now going on 15 years, I work with so many students. Number one, college can be a foreign place for a lot of students. And again, especially if you're a first generation college student. So even some of the terms we use in post-secondary can be confusing, not to mention the financial aid application, how to schedule your classes, what major to pick. All of those questions could be very intimidating to a lot of students. And so I would watch students on a day-to-day basis that I encountered just become frustrated with the process. Number one, just not understanding the process or how to navigate through college. And so I wanted to write this book to serve as a resource. Number one, again, to help students to get to college, which again, we have so many great guidance counselors, school counselors out there, teachers, because those are the folks who help me, but more as a partner, like, hey, I want to work beside you. And more importantly, when they get to college, help them to complete, because that's the overall goal of most students. I think most students get to college saying, hey, I want to graduate, not, hey, I want to drop out my first year. And so this book is a resource where students can learn all about college in one place. One main reason this book should be a part of most school counselors as far as their process of helping students. Number one, again, counselors do such a great job. But one thing I've noticed over the years, many counselors are overwhelmed with, we could talk about testing or graduation. It's just so much that goes along, and not to mention their caseloads. Some of the schools that I work with, you can have one school counselor to 400 or 500 seniors, which is huge. And so what I wanted to do again is partner with school counselors and help them to even answer some of those questions of, hey, what type of colleges are out there? What type of scholarships? How can they better support students, number one, in getting to college, but when they get there, helping them to also complete. One thing I noticed, even when students get to college, they're still sometimes calling back to their high schools and saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs., I don't know where to go. I have a question about financial aid. Where should I call? And so counselors would also be able to pick up this book and say, hey, this is a great place to start. And then, of course, maybe go to this office to help you to navigate the particular problem that you might be having. So one great advice or one piece of information for scholarships when we talk to students is just making sure that you research, again, ask for help. I say, when we ask for help, there's churches that give money, there's different community organizations, fraternities, sororities, and the list just goes on and on. And in the book, I list a few of the places to start looking. But again, the money is out there. You just have to ask for it, you have to research, and again, making sure that of course, with all scholarships, there's usually certain qualifications. And so making sure that, hey, if you look at a scholarship, I at least meet the basic or minimum qualifications. It's a huge step in helping you to fund your college career. You can find my book on my website, and it's www.drshawnboyd.com, or you can go straight to Amazon and type in the title, and it's also available on Kindle if you're an ebook person.